Well, welcome to Dublin.
Thank you.
When did you get here, and what's your experience been so far?
Got here Monday morning, and experience has been great, man. I walked around yesterday through, where all the pubs are and all the shops and everything, and it's cool. Everybody's super nice.
Is your first time?
Yeah.
And what were your kind of anticipations about coming to Dublin beforehand? Have you fought outside of the US before?
Yeah. I fought in Australia in 2012 and Canada. Man, I was really excited for Dublin. I'm an Irish American. My family's Irish, of Irish descent, and so it's always been a dream to come here. And this was the perfect way to come. With the UFC, it doesn't get better than that.
There's obviously a lot of talk about the fight, the UFC returning after 5 years, sold out within hours.
Sold out instantly. Yeah.
Crazy. Are you looking forward to what the atmosphere is going to be like? Because I think sometimes cards in North America, the prelim fighters don't really get a sold-out crowd to fight in front of.
Yeah. Whereas, so we get a half crowd most of the time. But from what everybody's telling me, I guess the last show here was the loudest show ever. So that's pretty intense, man. I mean, literally almost every interview, somebody's being like, "Dude, are you ready for the noise? Are you ready for this crowd?" I'm ready, man. I'm gonna soak it up, and it's going to help me. Yeah.
Could that potentially even be a distraction in terms of fighting?
It could. Yeah, I suppose it could be. I don't think it will for me. I'm planning to kind of, in all of my mental visualizations, I'm already picturing that noise and kind of soaking it up and using it as positive energy. But it can. You can fight in a place where it's so loud you can't hear your coaches and cornermen. And hopefully that's not the case. I've told them to be very loud. So we'll see.
Coming off back-to-back losses, is your main motivation almost like I need to win to even? Do you think about your future career in the UFC if you don't?
It's hard not to, right? This is a cutthroat business, and you lose 3 in a row, you're done, right? But on the flip side of that, if that becomes the focus, then you go out and fight not to lose rather than fight to win. And the way I fight is always the same. I like to put on an exciting scrap. I like to have fights that I'm going to be proud of, win or loss. You can't control winning and losing, but when the fight's over, I want a product that I'm proud of, and that's just a good warrior mentality and going out and getting bloody. That's all. Obviously I want to win. I wanted to win the last 2, but if I won the last 2, I wouldn't be fighting in Ireland right now. So it's funny how things come together,
Positive spin on a bad situation, maybe.
Yeah, it's got to be, man.
What about your opponent, Krylov? He's obviously made a drop down from heavyweight. What have you made of his career so far as a light heavyweight?
He's tough. He's got 16 wins. You can't argue with 16 wins, but I think the areas that he was beat by Vince, I was winning when I fought Vince in those areas, particularly the clinch and against the fence and things like that. So, hopefully I'll be able to utilize that. I know that he has more fights than me, but I've been fighting a lot longer, and I'm a black belt in jiu-jitsu. I have good boxing, so try not to focus too much on what he's going to do and focus on what I'm going to do.
I know you're close to Nate Marquardt. Has he given any words of advice leading up to this fight?
Yeah, he sent me an email full of some good, Bible quotes and stuff for me to look over. And Nate's a good guy. He's been a mentor for me for a long time, and continues to in this fight and in past fights.
Are you a religious man?
Yeah.
You are?
Yeah, absolutely.
So does that play a big part in your kind of camp in terms of trying to keep your mental focus?
Yeah, it does. It takes a lot of the pressure off a fight. If you believe that God has a plan for you ahead of time, then I think it's my responsibility to fight my hardest and bring my best. But the outcome is not up to me, and whatever the outcome is, it's going to work out. It's for the best. I think that God has my best interest in mind. But I'm not in charge of what I get, but I'm in charge of making the best of what I get, I guess is how I would say it. Yeah.
In terms of physical preparation for the fight, what kind of areas are you focusing on against your opponent? Where do you think you can break them down? Where do you think your strengths lie?
Jiu-jitsu. I think jiu-jitsu is going to be a big standout in this fight. I know he has a lot of wins by submission, and I don't want to discredit his ground game in any way. Any one of us can get caught, but I think that a lot of the people that he was submitting in the Ukraine weren't up to par with my jiu-jitsu skills. So. I kind of fight the same. I like to punch people. I like to choke people. It's just kind of punch, choke. That'll be the fight if all goes well.
Have you ever been to Ireland before?
No, first time to Ireland. Well, I was supposed to come last year for my honeymoon, but we went to Vietnam.
So it was between Ireland and Vietnam, and you chose Vietnam. Why did you end up going that route?
I'm Irish, my wife's Vietnamese, and my wife is the boss, I guess.
That's true. So how far back is your Irish blood? Like, how far back does it go? Is your dad Irish, your grandfather?
It's my grandparents on my mom's side and my dad's side. So it's, Giblin and Donovan. They all came to America, settled in Iowa in a place called Waterloo, where there's a large Irish population. And that's that.
So does this feel like kind of a home game for you?
Yeah, and the Irish fans are making me feel at home. You know what? We've done a lot of blog interviews and radio shows and stuff like that, and they're treating me, like a home team guy. It's exciting.
When you found out that they were coming here, did you feel like you had to be on this card because of your family history?
Yeah, and it was just a dream of mine. If you would have told me 10 years ago that I was going to get to fight on a UFC card in Dublin, man, I can't even explain how excited I would have been and how excited I am. It's huge.
Any family going to be there?
My wife, just my wife. I have a few friends
Just
flying
your
in.
wife. Don't let her hear that.
I mean,
she counts for 10 people.
Yeah, my wife.
And what do you think about just the buzz and the explosion of MMA here in Ireland? Obviously, Conor McGregor has a big part to do with that, but sold out in minutes. I mean, we don't see this very often in the United States anymore.
Yeah, sold out instantly, loudest crowd in the world. I mean, I think that there's a long tradition of combat sports in Ireland, boxing, and every sport they're good at is a violent sport, and I think that plays a big part in it. They're excited about fighting. I think they always have been,
Are you a Conor McGregor fan?
Yeah, sure. I like watching him fight. We both fought in Boston, so I watched his last fight. We've never met. We're not buddies or anything, but he's exciting. Yeah.
What about the persona?
Yeah.
Are you a fan of that kind of style of hyping fights?
I understand why it has to exist. I think that talking up a fight and getting people excited about it, I have a lot of friends and peers that have done that, and it certainly pays off in your career. I do think that Conor's got the skills to back it up. He's extremely entertaining. So,
but not your style, maybe.
I'm not a trash talker. I like to fight. I love to fight. I like to talk trash to my friends, but I'm not one of those guys who talks trash to strangers and things like that.
It is amazing, though, that the ones who do speak the loudest tend to get the most recognition, right, and the most attention.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
It doesn't make you want to do it.
That's not me, man. I don't know. I don't compromise. Yeah.